Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello and welcome to this episode of A Woman's Prerogative, where we provide high-class education for all our viewers, and we also encourage our followers to have access to free content that will help and educate them on their journey on Earth. Today, our subject is Wonder Woman today and how to balance daily life with a busy schedule. We are viewed on USA Global TV and Radio by over 106,000 viewers on YouTube, and I invite you to subscribe naturally. We can be watched on LinkedIn, X, Facebook, and Instagram. We are broadcasted in over 60 countries in over 10,000 live shows. So we are broadcasted on 2 channels on YouTube. So this is wonderful. I am Reverend Lydia FOUGERES, Master's in Metaphysics, author of 111 Reflections for Thy Earth Odyssey. I am an elevated listener for USA Global TV and Radio, and also a country manager for USA Global TV and Radio. So if you want to have your show on this channel, or be a guest, you can join me at 1-514-582-6882. So now I will introduce our wonderful guest and co-host. I will introduce our wonderful co-host, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, who is the woman that is the superwoman. She
Hello,
is our
Lydia.
producer.
It's good to see you. Thanks for having me.
So, Dr. Jacalyn, so you are the owner of the station, you are the producer, you are the brain behind everything. You actually have shows every single day. You manage everything, and you actually have time to go to the gym on top of that. So could you talk about that? Because this is so inspiring. But before we talk about that, I want to actually say that Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck was awarded the Silver Creator YouTube Award in April 2025 and is Ambassador for Peace. She is an Amazon best-selling author for her books on elevated listening. They are in English, but some for children, and there are some in French. So Dr. Kerbeck is a very accomplished person. She is admired by many, and you would actually gain a lot to get to know her. So that is it.
Thank you, Reverend. That's so nice. I really appreciate it. You know, I don't think I'm really different than anyone. I just think that I'm very disciplined and structured. And as I talk about on many of my shows, I feel like we all have choice. Every day that we wake up, we get to make choices. And so my choices might be different than other people's, and my choices today are different than they were when I was younger. So I'm really grateful because I have my two businesses. And in addition to the television network, I've trained a lot of people. So we've got people who are also producers, social media marketing, search engine optimization. And then my other business is coaching and private advisory. And I run master classes and workshops and keynote speaking. But I feel like, again, I'm not any different than anyone else. I just prioritize what's important to me.
Well, that is a lot of prioritizing because the thing is that I just do not even understand when you sleep, because every time I look, you're on. You actually are doing a show, you are writing messages to people, you are taking care of everything, because I know how your life is going. So the thing is that I see how much work you put in everything, and I see the discipline that it takes to do what you do. I see it for myself. So that is why I was inspired for the topic about the Wonder Woman, because they talk about Wonder Woman. Okay, Wonder Woman, they talk about Wonder Woman as, okay, the woman that actually goes to work and has children at home. That is usually what they see as a Wonder Woman. But you are a person that actually you do not have children, but you are so accomplished that you are a super Wonder Woman. So people should have a different opinion about what is Wonder Woman. It does not have to do with daily duties at home, daily duties with children, because it has nothing to do with raising children. It has to do with what we do of our time. That is the way I see it. So it is not the tasks, it is what we do with our time. That is how I see the Wonder Woman.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that as women, we can be Wonder Women in many different ways. But what I really do, and again, it's just me, whatever it is I'm doing, I really put my heart and soul in it. So you mentioned about working out. So today I will go to the gym and I will take 2 fitness classes in a row. And I look at it as though this is my time. And sometimes I know from coaching people, I've been a personal trainer over the last, I don't know how many years, and I'm certified to teach TRX, and I think my spinning certification just expired, and yoga. But I noticed that sometimes people will use exercise for different reasons. Maybe it's just a way to get out of the house. Maybe it's a reason to just blow off some steam. But for me, I look at it as a gift that I have these 2 hours to push myself to the maximum. And then for me, that is what helps to clear my mind. And then 23 days ago today, I gave up sugar and I gave up alcohol, which alcohol was just Chardonnay. Chardonnay's been my go-to for probably 20 years. And I just decided it didn't serve me anymore. So I've been doing intermittent fasting for 23 days, and usually between at least 13 hours up to 18. And I get at least 10 hours of sleep every night. So what I do is I have a hard stop at 9 o'clock and Eastern time, and I don't answer any more emails or texts, or, I'm used to doing that, just continuously answering people, but I just set a hard line that I'm going to sleep.
That is excellent. That is excellent, because I do actually live that way also. At some point after 9 o'clock in the evening, I live at Eastern time. I do not answer phone calls at all, because the thing is that if I answer phone calls, I get into the phone call and I do not sleep, because I think about the business. Because I am like you, I do business with people around the world. So there are different time zones, and people in India are reverse of us. People in New Zealand are the next day, and they are reverse of us. So if we actually do like I used to do all the time, which is answer any time of the night, and not sleep, well, we are deprived, and that is the way it works. So we actually have to come to a point where we decide that we're taking care of ourselves. So you're doing the right thing. I am doing the right thing. And I had not talked to you about the fact that I stopped sugar also. And I do not drink alcohol at all. But the thing is that I stopped sugar also. So I do not know uh, why it happens like that. It's not something that has to do with the New Year's. Absolutely not. It is because of fibromyalgia that I decided to stop sugar. So, what was your reason to stop sugar?
Well, congratulations on that. That's huge. I think that for me, actually, it was the Chardonnay because I really liked Kendall Jackson. I liked that, and I liked chocolate. And I just decided back in January, again, it had nothing to do with dry January or making any changes because of the new year. But I asked ChatGPT, based on the fact that I would be 63 in March, I'm turning 63, what was the likelihood of what was going to happen to me if I were to continue? And basically, I would gain weight, and I have ulcerative colitis, which has been in remission. It probably wouldn't be in remission anymore. And I just thought to myself, there's absolutely no purpose for either one. They're not filling anything. But what people will do is, and thank goodness I have not done this and I won't do this because I really know myself, people will just switch from one thing to another. So someone said to me they actually were addicted to smoking for a long time. They had a heart attack and then they started vaping. So they just switched from one thing to the next. And I even see this sometimes on reality TV shows. People will be proudly talking about how they stopped drinking, but now they're smoking pot. So I'm not here to advocate that one's better than another. But for me, I've never smoked anything. I've never done recreational drugs. It's just about giving up sugar and wine, which don't serve me. So if I said to you, oh, now I'm drinking vodka, no, that's ridiculous, right? So you have to give it up. You've got to give it up, and you've got to have a why. And for me, my why was that if I were going to gain weight and I was limiting the success rate of my longevity, why would I do that when I take such good care of myself? So I have to tell you that I had no downside. There was absolutely nothing that happened to me that I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And in the midst of all this, my apartment was flooded for the second year in a row through no fault of my own, through upstairs and through the property management company. And if there were ever a time when I wanted a glass of wine, it would have been then. I had no interest. And then I had 25 industrial fans running in here for almost 2 weeks, which is enough to drive you crazy. But I just put on my noise canceling headphones, and I'm very peaceful. So my blood pressure has been averaging about 108 over 71. And last year at this time, with 2 medications, it was 151 over 95. So that just by itself is enough reason.
Wow, that is a very good blood pressure that you have, because that's pretty much where I stand, where I did stand all my life. And I never had blood pressure problems. So the thing is that, I understand that we feel so much better with a good blood pressure. But I do have a very low pulse. I have pulses like in the 50s. So that is how it works. But the thing is that, when we work as much as you and as I used to work, I was a registered nurse, so I used to do some 22 days in a row, 16 hours a day, and in ICU, emergency, whatever, on ambulances. The thing is that that is a lot of stress that takes a toll on our body. And the thing is that I was doing the night shift and the evening shift, so that, and plus the children, plus I had a second job. So that is quite difficult. It takes a toll on the human body. So you exercise, that is the way you actually do it. So what else do you do to actually relax? Because the thing is that you do so much. Is it only the way, is the exercising the only way you relax, Because I know you're a person that does not watch television at all. You're a person that has a lot of serenity. So is it only going to the gym that helps you, or do you have another means?
I love the gym. And I think another way that I relax, because I would say I'm pretty much like this. You know, my pulse is always in the 50s too. I never had a problem with my pulse. It was always blood pressure since my dad died in 2012. But I like to create things. So I would say that that's what I do. I'm in the process of writing 3 books right now. And you might say, well, why would you be writing 3 at a time? Because I'm easily bored. So I start with one, then I go to the next. So I like to take on projects. I like to research. I like to learn things. I'm currently in the Wharton School of Business Chief Strategy Officer program. And between taking class and doing the homework, that takes up a lot of time. And I feel like that's a gift because not everyone can get in there and not everybody could afford to go there. So I take it really seriously. And I don't think outside of that, you know, I'm doing private advisory with clients and group coaching and one-on-one coaching at night. So I don't really have any other time. That's just like, there's no other time. And I'm sleeping between 8 and 10 hours every night.
Well, that is excellent because the thing is that with all the schedule that you have, you can manage to sleep. That is very good because, but do you still deal with people? Because you're like me, you deal with people from around the world, so you do not take calls. So how do you manage, like me, how do you manage with people from other countries like India? You and I, we do business with people from India. So how do you manage? Because the thing is that they are right now, it's nighttime for them. How do you manage with them?
Many people I work with, if they're suppliers, they're used to dealing with the United States and they work on a US schedule. And then for my clients who are in different time zones, we plan things out accordingly. So it might be nighttime for someone and it might be daytime for me. So we know we have a window of maybe 2 or 3 hours. And so then we make things happen accordingly. But everything is planned out. So nothing is left to chance. And if I am going to work with someone and they are in a different time zone, I make sure that we actually have flexibility between the two of us that we can meet and we can make something happen. But I use WhatsApp just like, you know, anyone else who's dealing internationally, and email as well. But so far I haven't found it to be a problem because I'm really open to making things work. And usually so are the people that I'm in a relationship or partnership with when it comes to business.
Good, good, exactly. Because I know that you're doing a show. There, you do another show, A Woman's Prerogative, with Mariska Perez, I think. And the thing
Yeah.
is that she's in Australia, is she?
So Mariska and I have worked together for 5 years, and she used to be in New Zealand, and now she's in Australia. So there's certain things that we can't do. Like, for example, she can't come live to the reunion show that we do twice a year because it's in the middle of her night, but she sends in a video. And so we do the show, and it's 5 years now that we've been doing A Woman's Prerogative. And so we found a time that works, which is our Thursday at 7 p.m. And that's her Friday, I think at 9 a.m. I'm not sure. So you figure a way to make it work out because it comes back to priorities. So when you really want something to work out, it's going to work out.
Oh, yes, yes, you are right. It does work out. That is for sure. Because the thing is that, when I was raising my children, I had 2 children to raise. I was going to school. I had a second part-time job and a full-time job at the hospital. And I was trying to be a good mother at the same time. So the thing is that I was really, and I had to go to the gym because the thing is that the gym was sacred to me. So we all find a way. Everything is about discipline. Everything is about but we have to take care of ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves, we're no good for the others. Because some people actually, I see some people, what they do is that they give. They only give. That is all they do. They give, they give, and all of a sudden they're angry. They say everyone took. Well, It's not that everyone took, it is that they gave too much. So they wanted something in return. So the thing is that if you do not give as much, you are respected. So the thing is that it's important to learn to say no, to balance our life, to balance our work also, family time, whatever, because you also have a family. So you have to balance family time also, because your family is elsewhere. So that is it, because you're in the same boat as me, because we cannot be everywhere at the same time. I live at two places at the same time, and I have some traveling to do at all times. So we actually find a way, we find a means, we are organized. So I see you're organized, and I saw how it was when your apartment was flooded with the fans and with the headphones and everything. And I just could not fathom how difficult it could be for you, because I had never been through something so difficult. A flood? No, I cannot. I live in the cold, but I cannot deal with floods. So I could not understand how you could be so calm living in that flood.
Well, you know what it is, Reverend Lydia? It's since this apartment was flooded last year. Last year it was through human error. The person above me decided to hang their clothes on the sprinklers. I have no idea why they would do that. And this year there's no one living there, but apparently the person who did live there left the window open and it froze a pipe, and then it burst, and then it came all the way down. But when the flood came this year, because I had already been through it last year, I was much more psychologically prepared. I just shook my head and I said, "You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I can't believe this." But last year, the flood was worse, and my ulcerative colitis came back, and I had to move into a hotel for 3 weeks because this apartment was just trashed. And so, considering how sick I was with the ulcerative colitis, and that I was in a hotel and I still had to broadcast and work, this was nothing compared to that. And I think where it kind of stems from is back when I was in corporate, I'm trying to remember what years this was. Well, I started working on my doctorate in 2006. And I graduated in 2011. So it's somewhere between 2006 and 2011. I was working my corporate career. I was going for my doctorate. I had a part-time job where I was working for a major department store, and I was doing makeovers for people. And you have to stand. I was working Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, and then I worked all day Saturdays. And then I also was running a store on eBay where I was running 60 auctions a week, and I was boxing and shipping everything out myself. And it was probably one of the most exciting times in my life, even though it sounds like it was daunting. There were so many things that I got to do that just were exciting. And I only had 4 hours of sleep typically at any moment. But I think knowing that I went through all of that, like, for example, I had to work my corporate career. A lot of times I'd be traveling, so I couldn't work at the department store. And then I'd have to do my work at night. So the business I was in, we did a lot of entertaining. So I might not get back to my hotel room until 10 o'clock at night. Then I had to do my schoolwork, which all had a deadline. And then when I came back, I was working at the store. I was packing up stuff. It was crazy. And so I realized you really can do whatever it is you set your mind to. I don't know that that's the best thing for a person's health, but I sure had a lot of fun.
Well, the thing is that it depends on how we see things. When a person actually does not enjoy what they're doing, well, they see it as difficult. But the thing is that, you and I, when we do something, we enjoy it. So that is the way it is. When we start something, we start with an open mind, and we say, we're going to take the best of it. So that is the way we see things. So when we write our books, you and I, when we write books because we love books. We love to write. We love to help. So you and I were authors that actually want to help with our books. So that is the way we are. So maybe talk about your books, please, Dr. Jacalyn. Those books are really interesting. Could you talk about them?
Absolutely. Thank you. So I have a number of different books. The first one I wrote was called Behind the Green Screen. And now that I look back, because I think it was in 2021, I kind of laugh and I go, oh, I really needed some help with this one. But when you're writing the book for the first time, it's about getting it out there, the credibility. And since then, I moved into writing books on listening. So I wrote books for adults on listening, and I also wrote books for children on listening. And now I'm moving into writing business books. So in addition to teaching courses on listening, I also teach a number of courses on business. Obviously, I have a master's degree, I've got a doctorate, and I'm going to Wharton. So I've got a lot of experience, plus I'm running 2 businesses. And this is a whole different realm because there's a lot of research that is involved when you're just referencing certain things. Not that there's not with listening, but there's more, I think, when it comes to business. And so I've got 3 books that are coming out, and I'll see if I can find anything that I might have here as a visual. The first one is Stop Giving Away Your Value. And here it is, Boundaries, Pricing, and the Business of Respect. And the reason why I'm writing this is because it's something that I've done for a long time. And I think it's something that many of us do. We want to be kind. We want to be considerate. And at the same time, we just decide, okay, well, you know what? I feel sorry for so-and-so. I feel bad for so-and-so. I'll just give it away. And what ends up happening is to all of us that after we give away enough stuff, we start to get angry about it. We start to be resentful, and people don't respect it. People don't do what they're supposed to do because they know it's for free. But when somebody actually has to do something and be accountable and responsible, and maybe it's money or time out of their pocket, they typically are going to show up, or they're going to raise their hand and say, you know what, I can't do this. So that's why I wrote the book, because I want to give all the business owners out there, and even on a personal note, just constantly being there for someone and not getting anything back. It's kind of like having an emotional bank account where people are constantly making withdrawals and they're never making deposits. And you're left there going, why am I doing this? And we start to question ourselves and just get annoyed with ourselves. So I want to try to help people with that. And then my next book after that is a children's book. I don't have a cover, but as a result of my recent trips to Greece last summer, I saw a lot of cats, alley cats, I would call them. And they were in the dumpsters, they were eating. And so you'd walk out of wherever you were and there were just cats, and they were so thin. And the people who lived there were feeding them, but yet they were stray cats, and they were just so thin. And so I felt like they were saying something, that they wanted help. Like, how did we get in this situation? And I've been told that it's not just in Greece, but in a lot of places in Europe and other parts of the world, there are a lot of stray cats. So Lady Ella and Lord Jack are my main 2 characters. They fly in. She's a ladybug and he's a dragonfly. And they fly in and they talk to the cats. They listen to what the cats have to say, and they bring kindness and love. So there are 2 of the books that I'm writing. And the third one is about it's called My Tummy Hurts. And it's really to help children who are going through Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, IBD, anxiety, that children don't necessarily understand why it is they have to keep running to the bathroom, or the things that are happening to them that they can't talk about. And maybe their friends are making fun of them. And being that I have ulcerative colitis and I'm on the board of the Crohn's Colitis Foundation, I'm also a team captain for Take Steps Walk, which is happening in May. I'm writing this book, which I'll be signing in person at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, and giving the books away for charity to help children and their parents when it comes to these kinds of things. So thank you.
Wow, that's a that's a lot of accomplishments at the same time, because it's in a very short time that you did that. You did that in less than a year, because I saw all those projects, and those are less than a year. So people have to know that, when you do something, you do it in a very short time. Actually, that is it, because, uh, I am a person that actually writes books on reflections to help people. And I do give a lot of my time also. And people actually do not value me. That is the problem. And yes, sometimes it is frustrating because people think that you give, that it is not worth anything. And I have a comparison about that. I thought about that some time ago. You have a bottle of water that is in a distributing machine. It's at Costco. That's when you talk about Costco, everyone goes there. So if you want a bottle of water, you go at Costco, you just take a quarter and you put it in the machine and you get that bottle of water for Costco. It's Costco. Okay. So it's cheap. So the thing is that, and then you go to Walmart and you will go to Walmart and you will have the same bottle of water, same brand, the same thing. You're going to pay it 97 cents. Yes, 97 cents. But it's the same bottle of water, but it changed. Now it's a lot higher, but it's the same bottle of water. Then you go to the convenience store. You have the same bottle of water. The convenience store sells it for $1.75. Then you go to a high tech hotel. The same bottle of water will become $4. So everything depends on the value you put in yourself. If you think you are a Costco, well, you will be paid according to the fact that you are a Costco. But if you think you're a five-star hotel, you will be paid according to the fact that you are a five-star hotel. That is the way we have to see ourselves. We have to see ourselves as high standard because the thing is that we are people that actually have studied a lot. I have a master's degree. Also, I have a nursing degree. I have a holistic nurse degree. The thing is that we have many degrees. We studied a lot, and I'm doing my PhD in metaphysics right now. But the thing is that we studied a lot, and people do not put any value in what we say. So we have to stop giving our time for free. That is the important thing. So we have to value ourselves. That is the way we have to do it. So what do you think of that, Dr. Jacalyn?
I totally agree with you. I think part of the challenge is that when we don't know our own value, then we have a difficult time asking people to pay us. And I went through this for a long time. And now what I realized was that time is money, money is time. And we use credit cards, they expect to be paid. If you have a house payment, they expect to be paid. You have a car, whatever it might be, they expect to be paid. And if they don't get paid, then there's certain ramifications. So I look at that as business owners, that if we put something out there, then we expect to get paid. And when people don't pay us, it's basically a disrespect for themselves and also a disrespect for us, because basically they're not being accountable and they're not being responsible. And that is, again, why I wrote the book, Stop Giving Away Your Value. But I do think that when we price out our services, many times we have a difficult time justifying that we're actually worth it. And yet we'll look and see other people who are in our industry and they're charging maybe 10, 20 times what we're charging. We think, I don't know, what's so much different about what they're offering versus what I'm offering. And the difference is they really believe in themselves and they have the results to show it. So if you can prove what you're doing actually works and you have references and testimonials, then why are you charging and placing yourself below someone else who's charging 10, 20 times what you're charging?
Exactly. You're right. Because the thing is that, that was my problem. I was not charging and I was like the nice nurse that was helping everyone. And now I am charging and people find it extremely hard because they cannot just call me and say, have a freebie. Now it is like, okay, you want to have a program with me, you will pay. You want to have a treatment with me, you will pay. The thing is that I am a healer and I give really good results. The thing is that, I help a lot of people heal. And when I help them heal, I save them a lot of medication. I save them a lot of trips to the doctors. I save them a lot of problems. And the thing is that they do not think it is worth paying me because the thing is they say she's just an energy healer and she's just born like that. So let's just take her time. She's just born like that. She owes us her time because she's a born healer. And the thing is that I started avoiding people that think I'm a born healer, so that way I do not have to charge. And any psychic, I am a psychic also. People say, you're a psychic, but you were born like that. So the thing is that, yes, I was born like that, but someone that learns the piano, they go do concerts. What do? They charge for the concerts. So I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, I'm a healer, and I am so many things. And now I charge, and people are very unhappy that I charge now.
Well, guess what
I
I'll
do
share with
say.
you about that, Reverend. I know a few people who are empaths, they're mediums, they're psychics, and one of them has really strong boundaries. And the bottom line is, if a person can't afford it, if they don't want to pay it, then they're not the right person. Then it's time to move on. And are there times when people are going through struggles and they can't afford it and we can offer to help? Absolutely. But in my opinion, when that person gets back on their feet, then it's really incumbent of them to give back, whether they give back to the person that helped them or they give back to someone else. To me, that's when it comes full circle, because there are many times that we're down on our luck and we do need help. And by reaching out to someone, can you please help me? But there has to be a limit, because if there's not a limit, then we as business owners bankrupt ourselves. We end up going to sleep at night giving away more than what came in. And if you have to answer to someone, I mean, fortunately, I don't have to. I don't think you have to. But, if you have to answer to someone, explain, well, where did all the money go? You spent all this time working. Well, I gave it away. I felt sorry for this person and that person. It's interesting because one of the things that's come out of the Warden program that I'm taking, there was a certain situation, which I'm not going to go into, and I shared this. It was about people were going through a hard time, and basically what the reaction was from one of the professors was, do you think the CEO cares? Do you think the stockholders care? And I kind of was like, wow. And then afterwards, I thought, you know what? That's the way that it is, because people want profits. They want to make money. And so the bottom line is, if you're always worried about giving everything away, there won't be anything to worry about, because you will be broke and you won't be able to help anyone. So I think that there have to be boundaries. Yes, absolutely help people. That's what you're about. That's what I'm about. But not to the point where you can't sleep at night, not to the point where you can't pay your bills, because then you're not helping anyone.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Because the thing is that the marketing of our books, that's extremely expensive. And people do not understand all the fees we have to pay to do everything that we do. People do not really understand. They think, okay, they wrote a book. Let's go. They're wonderful. Because the thing is that they think that you're an Amazon a bestseller author, that you're a billionaire all of a sudden. That is not the way it works. Actually, we work a lot for our money. So the thing is that they do not understand that we are not billionaires in one day. So that is the way it works. So I do say that it was a very interesting show. And Dr. Jacalyn, you are an amazing person. And I would say to the public, if you want to be in our shows, we would be very grateful. If you have a subject, you want to say something, or if you want to have your own show in English, in French, or in German, or any other language, you can join me at 1-514-582-6882. And Dr. Jacalyn will be very happy to have an interview with you to see if you are the kind of person that would like to have a show, and to see about your prospect. And as for me, I am Reverend Lydia Fougere, and you can join me at greatdivinemother@gmail.com. So, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, thank you very much. She is the most amazing co-host in the world.
Well, thank you, Reverend. I really enjoyed the show. And I do want to give a shout out to our friends at E360 TV. Hello. It's nice to have you with us. So the good Reverend and I will be back next week. Reverend, thank you again. I'll let you close out the show.
Well, thank you very much. So thank you very much for everyone that watched us. I hope you did enjoy the show and that you know a lot more about myself and Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. And you understand a little more about our lives, actually, because today we were opening our lives to you to make you understand the challenges we have. Because as women that actually do a lot, it is very important that people understand that, we are human beings after all. We are not only hosts. So thank you very much and see you next week. Namaste.
Every woman carries a story of strength, of purpose, of light. Through her courage, the world is transformed. Through her grace, generations are inspired. This is Iconic Women. Within every woman lives a goddess, a celebration of brilliance, beauty, and empowerment. Join us every Wednesday at 11 a.m. New York, 4 p.m. London time, only here on USA, Global TVR, and radio. Featuring the iconic Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, honoring voices that shine across the world. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, USA Global TV and Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, to watch and engage with all our content. World-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration.
Have you ever felt unheard? Like your words float into a void, leaving you invisible and disconnected? How about feeling judged, when assumptions overshadow your truth, leaving you misunderstood and defensive? And then there's that moment when someone offers solutions you never asked for, dismissing your feelings and leaving you more frustrated than before. It doesn't have to be this way. Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, the listening mentor, understands. She's here to help you reclaim your voice, build stronger connections, and create meaningful conversations that inspire understanding and mutual respect. Through her groundbreaking books, online and in-person courses, and interactive workshops, you'll learn how to navigate life's most challenging interactions. Discover the power of elevated listening and transform how you communicate. Master setting boundaries and asking permission to protect your peace. Learn to recognize and release judgment, fostering empathy and true connection. Dr. Kerbeck also offers personalized coaching, one-on-one or group sessions designed to fit your unique needs. Whether in person or virtually on StreamYard, her guidance will empower you to thrive. You don't have to struggle alone. The path to deeper connections and better relationships start here. Visit drjacalyn.com or usaglobaltv.com. Join a global community of empowered listeners and transform your life, one meaningful conversation at a time. Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck is the listening mentor. Start your journey today. Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honored to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA-Global-TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.